Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss peripheral nervous system. In the previous classes you learnt about central nervous system. In central nervous system brain and spinal cord are present, and now today we are going to learn something about peripheral nervous system. Before going to learn about peripheral nervous system, observe this diagram. This picture of spinal cord, this is a cross section of spinal cord. So from this, in this picture there are two types of connections. These are two types of connections. This nerve has two types of connections. One is a dorsal root, or dorsal connection, which is towards the back side. And the similar way, here it is a ventral root or front side. Yes. So the nerves which are attached to the spinal cord have two types of connections or roots. One is a dorsal or back root, and another one is ventral root, or which is present towards the front side of the root. So why am I telling this means? So two experimental scientists, Mr. Charles Bell, who is from Scotland, and Francois Magendie from France. These two scientists observed one thing. What they have observed is, if the experimental animal dorsal root was cut off, they did not see any reaction from the animal. Whereas when these scientists tried to touch this ventral root, even they tried to touch that ventral root, it showed, it switched violently. It reacted violently. So what happened here is, the muscles which are attached to this nerve switched violently. So they thought that this ventral root is of muscular activity, whereas this dorsal root is not showing any muscular activity. And in the year 1822, both of these scientists suggested that the dorsal root carries the messages of sensation inwards. What does dorsal root carry, children? Messages of sensation inside, whereas this ventral root is the which carries the muscular instructions, and which is responsible for the muscular activity. So this is the experimental work of two scientists, Charles Bell and Francois Magendie. They explained that dorsal root have different function and ventral root have different function. Now let us discuss more about peripheral nervous system. Yeah. So peripheral nervous system, as I told you already, the nervous system which is outside the brain and spinal cord is called as peripheral nervous system. And what is this peripheral nervous system? So before going into this, let me tell you, scientists have traced two types of nerves. The nerves which arise from brain. The nerves which arise from brain are called as cranial nerves. What are these, children? Yes, the nerves which arise from brain are called as cranial nerves, and these are 12 pairs in our body. And the nerves which arise from spinal cord are called as spinal nerves. And these are 31 pairs. So the nerves which originate or arise from brain are called as cranial nerves, and they are 12 pairs. And the nerves which arise from spinal cord are 31 pairs, and they are called as spinal nerves. So this PNS is a vast system. Is a vast system of dorsal and ventral root nerve cell heads, and also spinal and cranial nerves which are attached to spinal cord and brain, which are connected on one side, and to the other side muscles are connected. So PNS is rest of the body, that is a brain and spinal cord. The rest of the system, rest of the nerves are called as peripheral nervous system. And my dear children, the peripheral nervous system is again divided into two types. One is autonomous nervous system, and the other one is somatic nervous system. So peripheral nervous system can coordinate both voluntary and involuntary functions. What are voluntary and involuntary functions? Now I want to teach lesson for you, and I am writing on the blackboard. This is a voluntary function. And whereas now my food is being digested in the stomach, this is an involuntary function. Here I am not telling my food to be digested in the stomach. This is involuntary function. So PNS both it controls the voluntary actions and involuntary actions, and the involuntary actions are controlled by autonomous nervous system. And let me tell you an example of autonomous nervous system. When we enter a dark room, we cannot see the objects clearly. But after some time, what happens? We can see the objects clearly. So why this is happening means, in our eye, pupil is present. In our eye, pupil is present. This pupil diameter increases. As soon as we go to the dark room, we cannot see the objects. The diameter of the pupil increases, so that we are able to see objects after some time. In the similar way, when we go out from the dark room to the bright day light, what happens is the diameter of the pupil decreases. So here the diameter of the pupil increases and decreases. This is under the control of autonomous nervous system, because it is not voluntary function. I am not telling my pupil to increase or decrease. It is not under the control of mine. So that is called as involuntary function. It is an example of autonomous nervous system. Hope you have understood about this autonomous nervous system with an example. And now children, from the past decade, 2 decades, scientists have done many experiments, and they have identified an interesting fact. What that fact means? They also, other than central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, there is another system, another nervous system which is present in the digestive tract. Digestive tract also special system is present, and it controls its functions on its own, independent of CNS and PNS. And that is nicknamed as a small brain by scientists. What is small brain? Yes, in the digestive tract also group of neurons are present, bundles of neurons are present. They control their functions. So they are not depending upon central nervous system or peripheral nervous system. So it is named as, that system is also nicknamed as small brain, and that system is called as ENS, that is enteric nervous system. Enteric nervous system. So this is about peripheral nervous system and as autonomous nervous system, an example. And again, the autonomous nervous system is again divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. This we will be going to learn in the future classes. So before ending the class, let me ask a few questions. How many number of cranial nerves are present in your body? Yes, I am getting you. That is 12 pairs. How many pairs of spinal nerves are present in your body? Yes, 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Very good. And autonomous nervous system controls which functions? Yes, involuntary functions. And my dear children, you may think that all the functions are carried out by either CNS or PNS or any other nerves. But some functions may be controlled or coordinated without nerves. You have seen diabetic patients. Whenever the sugar level in their blood increases, they wear tablets, sugar tablets, or they take insulin injections. Is this function carried out by nerves? Yeah. This we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you so much.